I'm going to go into a conversation about creativity, making space for that creative part of yourself, calling it the hollow bone. We'll talk a bit about what that is, and then we're going to get into like a collective reading for anyone joining in whenever, wherever, and then possibly some personal card pulls for some of you, maybe all. Let's see how many people show up today. So yeah, let me know in the comments. How are you guys keeping? How are you doing? Appreciate your flexibility with me last week. I was kind of like all over the place. So many things moving in my world. Let's put it that way, where I'm kind of like really just honoring the energy, honoring how I want to show up. And so with that, there's some changes, you guys. Changes are happening. I'm kind of like sitting with the energy of just listening to that intuition guiding me of like, where does this want to go, the channel? And I've been enjoying doing all the readings, and I've had people reach out for personal readings, which has been great. I'm kind of feeling like I'm being called to step back on the readings, especially like in the membership portal, where we have weekly readings. And yeah, I feel like this is all very timely and tied into this idea of the hollow bone around us being this channel for spirit, getting out of the ego. They're not allowing that egoic self take over based on what it thinks it needs to be, how it needs to show up, etc. And so with that being said, like the next few weeks are going to kind of be like a wrapping up for me in terms of the readings that I'm doing for people, especially here on the channel. And I'm just going to allow the space so that then whatever wants to be created from there will have the space to do so. And I put a link in the pinned section here that to kind of like wrap it up. Like if you are looking for some guidance for this end of 2025 into the next year, 2026, I have Turning the Wheel 2026 card readings. These are going to be like in depth, about an hour long card reading with a spread that looks at like the four main areas of your life. The four main areas kind of tying it into the elements, right? You have your like spiritual aspect, your physical body aspect, your emotions and love, and you have the earthly aspect around like your money, your career, these sorts of like more mundane parts that I think are really important. And as you know, when I do card readings, it's not like about telling the future or what is going to happen for you in the next year. It's more about, okay, what are some themes you need to be aware of so that you can have the most empowered year ahead? And so if you would like to schedule that, there's only going to be so many because once I reach my quota, I'm going to just like close the books on that. The link's there. And yeah, a great way to become aware of what's coming. Can you be prepared for? How can you really feel a sense of true alignment within yourself? So with that, let's just do a centering before we get into a bit of conversation with the collective card pulls. So tuning in wherever you are and with a deep breath here. And as you just continue to notice on the exhales out, your body becoming more and more relaxed. Shoulders dropping down. Mind coming to a place of stillness. And finding that center in the low belly. And imagining in that low belly a light. Whatever color you envision it. I'm just going to ask that part of you, that intuitive part, to just become a little more awake, enlivening it, however you envision, if it's becoming brighter. maybe a bit more pronounced. It's this place that's also the seat of your creativity, that sexual prowess that helps you birth worlds, helps you birth ideas into reality. And on your next inhale, just allowing yourself to return with open eyes to the space. Heather, I was going to message you today, so that's too funny. I saw your little bubble on my Instagram. Hello, long time. Nice to have you here. Meredith, darling, hello. Achim Zadrana, hello. So, the hollow bone. Those of you on the mailing list maybe got the email a bit about a conversation around this idea. But this idea comes from like a Lakota holy man. I think his first name was Frank, Fool's Crow. And this idea, this teaching that was really about, in order to be like a great healer, in order to be this like channel for spirit, you have to be this hollow bone. And I think this can apply to all areas of our life, whether you are a healer or some spiritual guide, a creative, an entrepreneur, a business owner, a human. You have to enter into this place. I think this is the ideal, the thing we are, when you think about enlightenment and the evolution process, it's like we are becoming just open channels for spirit, that divine energy to move through, to use. And to me, this is kind of the idea of like Jesus being that concept. And that was just like, God, your will be done. And that will aligns with our true will. Like there's this like connection here. So what our work really is to clear this hollow bone, this channel, make it hollow so that then things can flow. And what I was finding, again, I'm like just the things I'm working on, these creative ventures lately, how like difficult it can be to get out of my own head, out of my own way. And so this idea of the hollow bone, to me, it's tied to things like the middle pillar exercise that we do, where we're like kind of awakening these Sephiroth along the tree middle pillar of our body and our energy center, energy body. And other practices where there's this like middle channel, a rod, or however you want to perceive it, that runs from head to toe. And when we can like become aware of this and take the steps to clear it, I think this is when we're making space for that creative part of ourself to really come through. And that is no easy task, you guys, no easy task. Hello, Nezrin. Hello. Nice to have you here. But how magnificent it is when we can be this holy, I keep saying holy, which is kind of funny, holy, hollow bone. Hi, World Tour. My name's right there. So let's see what the collective reading says for us. Thank you, guys, angels. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. I was feeling a lot of Egyptian energy with this reading today, so that's what we are going to probably tune into. We have the Magician in the east. We have the Three of Swords in the west, followed by in the Tower in the south. Oh, and the Sun in the north. This is like beautiful to me. This is like the year-end thing. Oh, so cool, so cool. I literally just wrote something about this. I feel like this is like beautifully what I was talking about. The video that's coming out tomorrow, but we have the Magician starting us off. Notice how like the hand on the head is holding, that one hand is holding to command, like that wand on his crown there. And the other hand is like holding to receive, you could say. Like if you were to like have your hand in like that magical wand position, and like right hand usually is what people would do. Left hand could be that receiving, giving flow of energy. But notice how it's not the magician holding the hands or holding the wand, right? The magician is like pointing down and kind of in this very prayer-like position. Eyes closed, it seems like to me. To me, this is like a beautiful representation of what I'm saying is, what if it's actually not necessarily us that's doing the work? You know, they talk about like work hard, do this and that, and like you'll be successful, you'll accomplish things. And we know that that's kind of been this like facade that's been put on us, a belief that then keeps us from inaction. The true magical power and the true magical, which is really the power to create, right? To create that which is in the desire of your will. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I want this and that because the ego wants it. It's like there's an internal burning to experience something. You get that like insight. It's like this, right? And we have this in the East. It's a very initiatory energy in which then, okay, we take the steps forward. We get all of our tools ready, such as on the altar, to then start to bring the thing into creation. As a writer, for me, it's like having my computer, having the space to write. What I wished it was is having like all the ideas solidified in my head, but that's like the ego. That, you know, that's really when it's like, okay, so we need to really just pause, reflect, and enter into a flow state so that that divine essence of spirit that guides with the wand, that helps heal and flow the energy, can start to move. And it's at the top. And it shows here we have that like kind of like intersecting column. To me, this is like the energy centers that we're moving through that middle pillar. I'm really noticing how there's like vineyards kind of along it, and it looks like at the top it's a bit more shaded and dark, hard to see, but at the bottom closer to the magician. Like, I guess what I want to say with that is it might take time to really get those flowers in bloom, for them to really open. Have you ever like walked underneath like is it called, what do they call it? Is it like a trellis or something? And there's the vines all on it, the flowers, and it can be very dark, right? And the like underneath it. But once it's coming to the open entrance way, that's where there's a lot more light coming through. It doesn't make it any less dense, but there's a possibility then as it gets closer to the earth, almost closer to that opening, that like next stage, that's when you start to really reap the benefits of your work. So don't lose patience with yourself. Don't lose patience with the process of this. We have the Three of Swords in the West. So there's definitely some healing going on here around emotions. I feel like grief has just been this theme ongoing. But if you were to really reflect in your heart space at this moment in time, and it's interesting because it's like, are they crying or is it because there's water, like a storm pouring on them? How much of your sorrow and grief, how much of your like, and especially the sorrow and grief that as it's distracting you from being this hollow bone, how much of that is actually like not even your own tears? It's just this like belief that you need to be crying or like need to be sad or upset. That's an interesting point. Let that sink in. Just like feeling how it might apply in your own life. Oh my gosh, I can't do this thing. Oh, I really thought I would be able to. It's like, well, do you actually? Maybe you don't need that thing in your life that you're upset about. I'm getting my own little like downloads here, so don't mind me. Okay, in the South, we have the Tower. That's an interesting perspective of them. They're like, what, jumping off the pyramid? Yikes. Why would they even be up there? You know? You can't really get it. I've been to the pyramid, at least the pyramid of Giza, like, I mean, they won't let you, really. At least when I was there, it's like, nope. It's kind of like that same idea to me as like, you only fall, you only like get hurt as far as you fall, and you only fall as far as you climb. Does that make sense? Some of you are like climbing up way too high on this tower of your own understanding, this tower, what you think you need to be doing, or whatever, how you thought it needed to be. As I'm writing, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to like what happened today was like this sentence structure and like format of the paragraph and the sentence and the page. I was like, oh, but it needs to look like this. Like that egoic part came through saying you have to da 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 da. And then it just hit me. I was like, why? I was just like walked down the steps of that pyramid, that tower. So how many of you are putting yourself in these situations around your creative ventures, your creativity, the things you're working on, the path forward as a healer or whatever, and you like hit this wall and you're kind of like, oh no, it needs to be this particular way. It's like, who's saying that? Because the more you force yourself into it being a particular way, then that's where you're going to like come into more problems in the long run, like whacking your head on that, 30-story fall versus a one-step fall. Maybe that's actually the sorrow too, Yeah, and there's some like illusions here for many of you. And this is really what we're lifting. This is what we're moving beyond here. And like, to me, it's a beautiful imagery where we have the sun card at the north here, the final position, so to speak. New beginnings. I love how we have like the guidance of the spirit in the sun itself. Your vision really being open when you can. What is a child? A child is that like energy of just being playful, being open and receptive, not thinking or worrying about how it needs to be or look. This is the energy you are being asked to pull into so that you can really make space for this creative part of yourself. I'm going to be talking about the Sun card this week. I think it's going to come out on Thursday for our Explore the Tarot Keys. Key 19, you guys, and we only have 2 more after this. I've been like getting so many walls I feel with it. Like, oh, I do it now. Oh, no. But the horse year is coming. We are going to be moving forward. So if you want to really dive into this card in particular, you might want to come back and check that. Okay, let's pull. Let's see. What else? What else is there? What else is there? Keeping with that Egyptian theme, hey? This deck, Heather says. It is a cool deck. What's this deck called? I don't even know what it's called. It's like a little tiny deck. Egyptian Art Nouveau Tarot. So give us something, Spirit, here. Oh, okay. Didn't this come out for us last time, this focus card? So where are you drawing your focus? Where are you aiming your focus? I love how it's 24. We could say with the 6, right? So Tiferet, your heart space. I did put that on that 3 of Swords, which is interesting. Okay, what else? What is it we need to focus then? So being focused on being grounded, anchoring down. Didn't this card come out too? Oh my gosh. It's been a while since I've done a reading with you guys. Drawing your attention, your focus to being grounded in the body, anchoring the energy down. What about this Magician? there's something else we need to do to be this hollow bone to create. Okay, what about the sun then? Growth. Can you see all the ups and downs as being part of that growth cycle? I can see the sunflowers behind the sun card, the child there. There's more than 4, which usually in the traditional, like Rider-Waite deck, there's 4. But if we think about that cycle, we used to have like some really beautiful sunflowers in a garden, like community garden near here. And it was just so lovely to see them in the summertime. Around that fall period, where it was getting colder, they started to disappear, they get like, again, something about that, even with the magician, that like growth and then the dying and then the regrowth. So there's something you're really being asked to just be aware of with this growth card. That growth, just like this spiral, looks like it's moving up and forward, and then all of a sudden it looks like you're going backwards and down. And as I'm speaking this, I'm like, okay, I get it. Because like it's hard lately. It's been like beating oneself up about, oh, I should be way further ahead, or this should be happening. And it's like, it's because we're in this movement of the spiral, kind of like moving in the process of life, but it seems like we're going backwards. Seems like things are not going the way we would have hoped, but because it's just going to move forward again. And I think we can see that with the sunflower. We can get that sense even of the sun in general. It rises and it falls and it comes back again. This embodiment of the sun energy. If you have not read Rick Rubin's book, what's it called? It's got the sun. I have it over there. I can't see it. Is it called The Creative Way of something? Rick Rubin. Someone knows it. You let me know, because I can't really see it from here. I think it might be The Creative Art. I definitely recommend that, because it's this concept of linking to the sun, linking to the solar light within. And this is kind of what we're drawing into ourselves with that hollow bone concept. This divine light, the spiritual light. And growth isn't always going to look like forward movement. It's going to look like forward movement with 10 steps back. And that's okay. Black card. What's something about our shadow? Just one of those things. So we have something about self-confidence here, which is fascinating. That would come through with the sun card, because when we think of the sun, it's like a bit of like a pride, being in that heart, being a bit in our like ability to sense and know our truth, know our power. But we have here strong self-belief and a sense of worth. So there's something about the shadow here for some of you around your worth. What bowl did I grab? I did. Like, how important is it to you to let yourself be seen in a particular light? That, I think, is maybe what it's coming down. This perfectionism, this need to be seen in a confident light. There's this shadowy aspect. So we'll pull a spell card and see maybe if there's something there that can help with just kind of relinquishing some of that over the sense of worth. And it's okay, even if you have like, 'cause you know what I mean, right? You can have like low self-esteem or low self-worth or whatever, feel unworthy, and then have moments where you're like overly seeing yourself as worthy or like entitled, overly confident. So we have a new beginnings card that came out. And I'm just really noting all of the nature in this card. So from now until the solstice, which is on the Sunday, that is going to be a new beginning, right? And we like how we have the sun and the moon in this card too, if you can see that. Spend some time in nature, ground in nature. Tune into like the dark parts of nature. Literally, like if you see shadows or if there's a cave or, some form of that, can you like kind of be in that space or just connect with that space? It's going to help you with the shadow aspect around self-confidence. Some of you may want to even like spend the night up late, all night. For some reason, this actually came to me last night. I'm just recalling it now, where it was kind of like, oh, what would happen if I stayed awake from the 19th till the 22nd? I don't know. Like, sleep deprivation is a thing, you guys. I think Grimes wrote like an album. Didn't she like write her first album or something even like on no sleep? I think Paul had mentioned something about that a long time ago. I think it was her. But I was just like, what if we just like enter into that darkness, like stay up at night, it doesn't have to be 3 nights. You obviously listen to your body. I'm just always thinking about pushing myself to some limits. Well, what could that be? Being in that darkness, being in that space, those dark parts, the caves, the shadows of the trees, whatever. I don't know, wherever other dark spots could be in nature. You might have a sense of what that looks like. Yeah, there'll be something there. There'll be like a message for many of you, marking this growth into a new beginning. Let's see what the Angels of Abundance say as our last card. And then we're going to get into the personal card readings. So if you would like personal cards pulled, you can let me know in the comments. As always, members in the membership portal. So if you have a little star next to your name, you get kind of priority readings. And to those of you just tuning in, there is that link for the Turning the Wheel 2026 card readings. If you would like a one-on-one reading with me, that will be open for the next couple weeks. That's a great way to tune into the themes and the energy for your next year. Of course, I always appreciate you all being here. Your support energetically, financially, your words. So good. Thank you. So, Angels of Abundance say, have courage to ask for and accept help. I feel like that's this hand thing here, right? Giving, receiving. You need to be able to have both. Have courage to ask for and accept help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. Look at the angels giving and receiving to each other. But you have to ask. You have to speak for it. Go out into nature. Sit in those shadows. Ask. May I have it now, please? May I have the clarity now, please? May I have the guidance now? You are the child of God. You are the child of this universe. And this sun card is that like resurrection in a way. It's like that beginning again, starting new, starting fresh, the new day. A child, right? Jesus said, you have to be like children to enter the kingdom of God. Like how can you be an adult and a child again? It's like, it's a deeper than a physical concept. It's a spiritual concept. And if you're not sure how to do that, you're not sure how to make space, you don't know how to, if you don't know how, or you're going to make it possible to be this hollow bone so you can then step into your creativity to a next level, ask for help and trust that those things are going to come. I'm just seeing something on the card. I don't know if I really want to name it, but for some of you, let's just say, stop being so uptight, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Stop being so uptight. Your body will thank you. Okay, is that it? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, angels, those beings of light. So let's just reset the space and then we'll get into some personal card readings. Oh, I love how the sun and the magician came out in that. Very fitting, you guys. Very fitting. You'll see in the video that's coming out tomorrow. If you listen to it, watch it, whatever. But yeah, there's big things happening, man. How's everyone feeling? What are you noticing? What are you noticing? Okay, let's see. Reading. You'd like, okay, Meredith. Yeah, if I'm not too tired. Yeah, you know, I've been like managing my energy. I'm here. I'm ready to support. So we'll start with you, Meredith. And whoever else would like cards pulled. So let's see. Calling to your guides, your ancestors, those beings that wish to support you in this reading. Meredith. So I'm just like hearing, yeah, like what are you being asked to, Meredith, that's new? That's new. Something's new that you're being called to work with, to work on. You have the 8 of coins, the 2 of coins. Coins, dis. Oh, you have the 4 of dis. A lot of material things happening here. A lot of material things. The 8 of cups, walking away, and then the 10 of cups. So yeah, like I'm just really getting the sense. It's funny because there's like so much here, like this like juggling that's happening with the things you're working on, but like 2 things that you're like that you're wanting to accomplish. And it's been these 2 things. But it's like, what if it could be something more for you, Meredith? What if it could be something more? You have here the 8 of dis. I like how I said coins. That's hilarious. Spirit's really just wanting you to know that Spirit sees or senses your hard work and effort over the years. You have like these like medals up on the wall, like all those accomplishments. And notice how there's only 2 on the floor. Like there's still those, there's something about the 2, Meredith. There's something about the 2. Oh, I wanted to say like the storms are coming, the storms are coming. So if you're not like sure-footed with what it is that you're doing right now, Meredith, it's going to like leave you washed up on the shore. What if you could actually like use those 2 things that you have sort of like left on your path as like stepping stones to the next? Because notice how there's the 4 here in the south direction. It's like those 2 are now at the feet. There's one being held and there's one above. And they are all interconnected. But what is that? We're going to pull another card on that. You have the 8 of cups in the north. So to me, this just means there's a bit of like a walking away into something new. And then you have the 10 of cups in the center. So there's a very abundant celebration happening. Like, and maybe we could even say this new chapter, because there's like the adults, but then the little children, like those little inner childs. And if this has to do with like a partnership, you know, when partnerships end, when relationships end, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's spiritual relationships, intimate relationships, it doesn't matter. It all happens and there's like a leaving or walking away so that something new, greater can come through. So bringing it back to like the gratitude of what was, what you experienced with it, so that then you can like, I want to say, yeah, I don't know why I want to say make haste. Did someone say that on there? What does that even mean? Make haste. Does that mean like go quickly? I don't know where that fucking came from. So we have veiled. Can you go within and just kind of sit with yourself to get those answers? Because you are intuitive, you are connected. That feminine part of you will speak. That creative part of you will speak clearly. It's like a divine gateway for you. That divine gateway between you and spirit. I just want to point out that at the bottom of the deck, too, you had Seven of Cups, which, like, yeah, there's something here, Meredith, about you. Like, well, what is it? What do I want? It's usually not the thing that you think it is. The things that are like the distractions and like seem like, oh, that'll be good because that'll give me a lot of money, or that will be good because then I can avoid this painful thing, or then I'll get this recognition. No, the thing that you want is usually covered and unseen, but that's the enlightenment. So sit with this, the veiled concept, okay? I'm just going to put that there. The sun card's underneath that, by the way. But anyway, let's pull an Angels of Abundance card for you. I love how I have so many discs on this position. Earth and water. Whew. What's earth and water? Positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. The lion and the lamb. It's not eating it. It's just standing there gently. It made me think about something I was going to say. What was it? Where did I see this? I think it was in a movie. And I can't even remember exactly what was said yet right this moment. But it was something about like, does the lion... I think they were talking about... what was it? Crap. I think it was Game of Thrones. We're watching Game of Thrones again because why not? But it's like... yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Game of Thrones because I think it was like Jaime Lannister's dad talking to him. So and the lion, I believe, is their symbol. And he's like, you worry too much about what people think. And even though he's trying to put on this energy of like, I don't care what people think of me. And the dad's like, well, you actually do care what people think. And then he's like, does the lion care about what the sheep think? So I'm just saying that to you. Like when you are that lion and you can be that gentle lamb, right? But you are this power, Meredith, that like, if you can just be it and not care about what people think, then you're really in your power, just like that lion, that strength. So I'm just sharing that with you. Okay. I think that's it. Let's pull a black card though. Just last. We might not do this for everyone, but Nesrin says, oh my gosh, okay, Heather wants a card. Yeah, so reading. New abundance. Meredith says, Nesrin. Oh, I would love a card pulled. Okay. Hello, Sir Leatherface. Ooh, okay, abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune, lucky chances. Someone said that like Abracadabra, that song by Lady Gaga, was like the top song or something of the year. I don't know. I don't really know if I'd say that. But doesn't matter what I think. She's doing what she needs to do. She's being herself. Right? And I think I had heard like when she first started going into her whole like journey that she went to a party and she like had men bring her in, like carrying her. She was like no one at that point, whatever that means. But she was like, I'm going to be this person. I'm going to be this role, embodied strength. So I'm just sharing that with you too, Meredith, because why not? Okay. Okay, I'm adding Nazar the same. Heather is next, and then Nezrin. This is fabulous. Okay, hope to get a turning reading. Oh, yeah, please do. Thanks for being here, Meredith. Yeah, I hope you had a great weekend. Okay. Heather. Just calling to your guides, to those ancestors, those beings that wish to support this reading. How can you make some creative space? How can you make space for the creative part of you? Heather. Ooh. I think this is the Prince of Cups. Where are you? Did it fall? Oh, God, cards. Three of coins. Ooh, so many coins. So many cups lately. What else, rather? The Magician. There's always some intersections between the readings, you know? And, oh, we got a wand. My bad. The Nine of Wands. Walking away from some injury, it looks like. So maybe you're going through some type of, like, I kind of get the sense from what I'm seeing here, there's some type of, like, rebuilding happening for you, Heather. You kind of emerging as this, like, new energy. Like a new, fresh, I want to say, like, raw, vulnerable sense of self, but, like, you know, like a baby would come out of the womb and it cries and it, like, communicates through crying and, like, you know, laughter eventually. Something I recently read was that idea of, like, there's a term I think scientists or psychologists use for that particular way of communicating, because it's not like something that we're encouraged to do, but it just, that's how the baby gets what it needs, is through the tears. So if you yourself have been crying a lot or in, like, certain emotional responses, or people around you are doing that, like, really tuning into just asking, like, what do I need? Or what do they need? You know, or, and you don't have to give it to others if this is what, but just like, hey, I noticed that you're, like, upset. What do you need right now? You know, and then helping them to kind of get to that place where they can hopefully give it to themselves or go and get it from somewhere, especially if you don't have the energetics level to give it to them. But there's something here, and we have the Fish in the cup. There's definitely, like, a strong intuitiveness here that you're picking up on. So, like, don't lose hope on that. But I wanted to say, like, this blueprint, because we have the Three of Coins. It's like they're building something. And I don't know, like, there's a three triad here between you, two other people, that maybe something is being built or reestablished, figured out, whether it's amongst the relationship or, like, kind of like the plan for the household, say, or the plan for whatever. Like, just recognizing, listening to those needs, honoring those needs, the emotions, really going to help you with creating, and trust that this is going to help. Okay. It's like a necessary point, but it's interesting how we have the Nine of Wands at the end, because I'm really just noticing the injury. Maybe this is a bit of, like, your past haunting you, of, like, oh, what if it's difficult, and what if I get hurt again, or whatever the case might be. You have all these staffs that you've, like, established. Like, it's not like he's walking empty-handed. Some of them maybe have been blocked off, so there's a bit of a protection from the past going on here. You could really, I would encourage you to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, for he's kind of the guardian of the staffs, that fiery energy to support you with whatever might be showing up around this. Oh, thank you. So, because the Nine, those endings become new beginnings, right? There's something really potent here, I think, for you, Heather, that if you can just trust, those wounds will heal. You'll get new ones. You know what I mean? Like, it's never ending. It's never ending. Oh my God. Okay. I'm slack-jawed. I don't know what that means. Something like, I've heard that phrase, but oh my God. English is weird. Oh, a card came out. English is weird. Oh, didn't I just say trust? I don't know if I did. I think I did. I feel like I use that word a lot. Trust. The light and the shadow. Yeah, like what's emerging for you, Heather? What's emerging? All this stuff that's going on. Whatever this triad situation, rebuilding. Even when it seems like there's a lot of tears or angst or whatever, it's all happening. And I think maybe the magician card's coming out here because it's just really saying, just honestly let spirit fill you and move through you, okay? With whatever. Because, it's interesting because he's like building, it's like they're building the temples and the pyramids, right? And I'm sure they had vision about what it was going to look like. But like, we don't ever actually, like, no one really could imagine what those first structures would have been like. When the final product was there, it would have been like, well, look, we did it. Because like maybe the architect, the person who designed the blueprint had a bit of an idea, but the people helping to build, no concept, right? Like we've all been part of some program or thing where we're building something. Like when we held that Bloom Room event, it's like I had an idea maybe what it was going to be, but the final product with everyone there and everyone seeing the show, the performance, all the people on stage, all that stuff, like it was like a different level, right? And it requires this trust. So it's going to work for you in your favor, in everyone's favor. Mouth wide open. Okay, thank you. Slackjaw. I'm going to use that. Face your financial fears, the angels of abundance say. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, right? The shadow, the light coming from it. And you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. Those wands from the past, right? Those challenges, everyone goes through them. So, face those fears. It's saying specifically financially. Oh my gosh. I just go back to the idea. Walt Disney. How many times did Walt Disney go into like bankruptcy? Literally right before some big win. Okay, one last card for Heather. Perseverance. Ooh. The motivation to keep going despite the odds. Don't give up. Don't give up on the plans. Ooh, so hard when you're feeling all the raw emotions. Don't know where it's going. Feel like the past is like haunting. But don't give up. Isn't that kind of what these readings are anyway? I would like to think, for the most part, they're like meant to be encouraging things. But you guys, oh God, that's kind of where I'm like, okay, I love doing the readings. And I'm also like, okay, I feel like my energy can be used elsewhere now. You all can learn how to read cards, Many of you know how to read cards. It's nice getting them done for you, obviously, on occasion. But, I don't think I need to be doing it every week or all the time. So that's kind of where I'm like, how can we start to tune in and trust that internal dialogue more? And, these turning the wheel readings for the new year, as if you've had a reading with me outside of these, they're definitely a mixture. It's really like an energetic transmission, and it's like mentorship, coaching, healing that takes place. So it's very unique. It's important, Oh, weird. We got a card inside, so I'm going to just put that there for you, Nezrin. What is this? The world. Calling to Nezrin's guides. Thanking Heather for being here. To your ancestors, Nezrin. That card was up right in the deck. Oh, I didn't show it to you. We're going to put that in the east. That's the world. So I love how we've had the magician. We've had this like movement through everything. Now we're at this, I assume, going to be the last one because it's almost an hour. We have the completion, right? That's a very powerful priest energy in the center. I love how he's like clothed in like wings. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. We have the Six of Wands. What is that? Is that beauty? And the thing, we have the Seven of Cups. What else? That's crazy how sometimes they're just like, I feel like it, when they pop out, to me, it's almost like they just like move through my hand. Like my hand becomes just this like transparent. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Cups. So some emotionality stuff here. I yawn, you yawn. Yeah, okay, we're all clearing stuff. Oh, no. You're welcome, Heather. Thanks for being here. Okay, Nesrin, give me a moment. I'm just feeling the things. I'm like feeling a lot in the womb, hip space. I love how like there's just this concept here of this holding of these staffs. In the Six of Wands here, you can see like everyone's holding a staff. It's kind of denoting some type of authority. Like there's definitely a high authority energy where I'm seeing it with this world card, with the man, this priest kind of wrapped. You would say he was a king, ruler, probably, with that he's holding both those scepters. But I definitely am getting the sense of like rulership, both physical world and spiritual world, which to me denotes like the priest. And then in this card, like, interesting how like they're all holding the wands. The individual on the horse, who I would say is you, but the people also kind of like, if we could say the servants, the hands of the king. Again, watching too much Game of Thrones. That's an important part for the person in power to like recognize their power and their divinely appointed power, and those are the people around them. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you're feeling a bit with the Seven of Cups that like you have this power and it's in like so many areas and you're kind of like, well, which one do I focus on? I'm going to leave that for your interpretation based on this card. You've studied these things. You might even want to just meditate on this card, Nezrin, and like kind of get a sense. Like it'll speak to you. It'll speak to you is what I want to say. I'm just going to look up Seven of Cups. No, I don't want to look here. I want to look here. Thoth Tarot. Let's just see what Crowley says. He calls this one the Lord of Illusionary Success. So the Titan Netzach. So it's governed Venus and Scorpio. Something about copper. So if there is like something that's kind of like what I'm getting, just seeing some of these words pop up on what I'm reading here on this Book of Thoth.net website, you can check. So important that you don't lose touch with the spiritual aspect. Because everything, again, can have this like illusion of like, ooh, nice, and look at that, and you know, flashy, or that's pretty, or money, or whatever. But yeah, like when you can put spirit first, which I feel like you do this, you know, that is going to be the best way in which you can empower yourself and empower others. So maybe like a way you can do this is just simply ask the question before any decisions being made, and whatever you're doing or feeling called to share, like it's like, okay, how does this value spirit or my spirit, you know, like, because it's one and the same. And then, yeah, I would say maybe even entering into meditation with this card, with like those elements, like in the Thoth deck, it shows like the lotus, yeah. It mentioned copper, whatever other elements you can find there that link you with Venus, like Netzach and Scorpio. So I love how we have like a bit of a Marsy energy in there too, anyway. And meditate and ask that question, okay, Spirit, how does this glorify you? How is this glorifying Spirit? Because that is your innate sense first. Like I told you, this could be a king, but I'm seeing it like a priest, the ruler of like, and it's like he's cloaked in the feathers. Do you see how it's like the wings wrapped around him? To me, that's just like heavily spiritual, like Osiris, Ra kind of like concept. And then we have the 9 of discs in the north. So this focus on this part of the spiritual aspect, because, you know, like I always find it fascinating how the cup, the like, what is it? 10 of cups is abundance. Not the 10 of coins is abundance. Like it's kind of backwards, but like really what we're going for is not the material gain in things. It's the internal feeling of the things, the emotionality of what drives us, right? So with this, there's some movement. If you can get on a boat, I don't know if you swim, because I'm like really seeing the boat. How can you deeper connect to the water too for the insights? I mean, we got the cups with water, but there's something there. If you're getting invited to go on a boat, that might be worth saying yes to or inquiring into. Okay. I know you are. You're so good. I got you. Okay. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Copper is my healing. Okay. Let's pull a couple cards here for you, Nazrin, and then... well, 2 cards, I guess, that came out. You have Psychic. Oh my God, the Trust card again. So trust your knowing. There's something you know. There's something you know about your power that you're remembering. Can you trust it? Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. I don't know, it feels like it's like you're getting these like flicks of like, okay, this is going to be the thing. Just continually bring it back to spirit. That's how you're going to know it's true. Yeah. And let's see what the angels of abundance. Okay, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Oh, pay yourself first. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This is the loving form of self-care, ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. Which, you know, we were talking about that thing. I'll probably message this to you. But I was going to tell you, you should be taking money off the bat, I think. So if you're sitting with that was something I wanted to say when we chatted the other day. But I'll probably message you if this is not a clear thing I'm talking about right now without sharing too many details. Pay yourself first. So thank you. That was weird because you saw the cards like kind of flipped and then no, they went back in and it was like that. So wherever else can you pay yourself first? You know? In Access Consciousness, they talk about like having the church of me or the church of you. And it's like putting 10% that tithe into whatever your own little savings that you don't really ever touch. Okay. That's, I think, an important thing. So I think that's it, Nazrin. I'll complete this. Thank you to Nazrin's guides, those ancestors, and those light beings for being here, being present. Okay. I will go to the sea tomorrow at sunrise. Maybe you'll get to go on a boat. That'll be fun. Okay. I just published. Oh, cool. Oh, hello, Robin from NYC. Yes, you're welcome, Nazrin. Yes, thank you, everyone, for being here. I guess that kind of concludes things. I don't think there was anyone else requesting cards. If you missed the collective reading, you may want to go back and see that. Oh, if you want cards, Robin, I'll pull cards for you. I don't have to get my kid right now, so my mom's picking her up, which is nice. If you would like. I'm just gonna go make supper for people. Can we just talk for a minute about how like exhausting that whole like mothering and caring people can be as women? Men, and when you're a kid, you don't understand this. Men, I don't think really understand it. But yesterday I was feeling that a lot, you guys. I was just kind of like, oh my God. I'm like, who's gonna care for me right now? Like, I'm like, do I need to like start dating a woman or something here? Like, is that like, what can I do here? How do I bring someone that, and then I'm like, I guess you could just hire someone. I don't really want to date a woman. No offense. I've been there, done that. It was not my thing. Because women are difficult. Let's admit, women are difficult. But yeah, it's like, frick, man. Anyways, okay. I digress. One day, let's all be able to hire people to make us meals and do our grocery shopping and clean the house. So that we don't have to delegate it to anyone. We can pay someone who's really good at it. Okay, Robin, your guides have said this card is yours because it went right into the sage bowl. Oh, the Queen of Wands. Cool. Did you not get this card last time, Robin? We have the Ten of Wands. So we're off to a good fiery start here. Interesting, because I'm hearing like the Malkuth energy and that bride, the bride, right? Malkuth kind of being the bride of like spirit. Malkuth being that like the bottom sphere of like earth or the kingdom. I'm just loving that. I'm like really seeing this image, Robin, of like you on the earth plane, because this whole theme was around making space for the creative part of you. So it's like you on the earth plane and spirit like putting you here in this like place of authority, like the queen of the earth. What do you want me to say about that? I don't know. There's some like really divine, like bridegroom energy that's going on here. So we'll see. We have the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and then the Two of Discs, which is usually like this kind of like love energy moving between. So there's something between the two. I should show you the other cards. Oh, thanks, Robin. I'm seeing your donation. I appreciate that. May it return to you 100-fold. Thank you. So these two kind of opposing each other. Something about this 10. And it's interesting I like started talking about people doing things. Like, I don't know how the masculine is in your life or how you can get them to like work for you. There's something about this so that you can be like on your throne. I wonder if this is what's, but like, because there's a balance. Like you do so much energetically that you don't have to do so much as much physically. I think it's really an important thing for you to be aware of, Robin. Okay, one more card in the north here. The Fool. But like in this deck, you see how the Fool is like a woman. She's just like, huh, I'm just gonna stop and smell the roses. She's kind of like oblivious. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something here. I don't know even know if you're in a relationship or what. But like it doesn't even matter if it's relationship. I think it can extend into the masculine, like just connections with the masculine. And that could be women in the masculine too, right? Other people doing things, being the active force, you being in the receptive mode because you are like the bride on this of this earth, or like the bride of God, right? Of the bridegroom. And both have a role to play. So this is your permission to like just slow down, smell the roses. Don't worry about picking up all the luggage and the bags. Like, and I think a great way to test this is like, say if you're traveling, could you like, if someone comes up to you and asks, "Oh, may I carry your bags?" Or like, be like, yeah, you can. Maybe you would be someone that would do it yourself. Can you surrender that action force role and step into the receiving mode? Okay. Yes, this sounds familiar. Oh, I think about the Queen, maybe. On my throne. Are you on your throne, baby? Whew. Oh, wow. So we have air. There's a few cards that came out. Air, new life, and past life. Weird. So if you're getting some downloads of thoughts with the air card, there's like something transmitting from past life experiences into the new life, into your present life. Let those intersect with each other. Draw them in. Maybe it could be really I had the conversation last week about dreams, like there's stuff coming through right now. New initiations taking place. New roles we're stepping into. And a lot of this is like transmitted from past life to the current life. There's like some movement. Ooh, for some reason I just felt like really, maybe it's like dizzy or disorienting for you at times. Let's pull one of these and see what it says to do. I think grounding is really important. What's that going to be for Robin? Grieving. Well, it starts with a GR. So whatever you need to grieve is going to help you with that transformation and feeling a bit more centered with this transmission of energy. You can grieve the old life. You can grieve like what was in this life from the past, right? Cry, be the tears, let it flow. And then most importantly, let people support you. That was, I think, the card in the collective reading. But the angels of abundance here say for you, Robin, cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. Did this come up for you last time too? Oh my God. But like this partnership thing, again, it doesn't have to be romantic, right? So it's like, whom and where can you be knowing that you don't have to like prove anything, or the certain people that come into your life that are really truly aligned, they will be in that balance. Okay. They will be in that balance. And you're giving energetically, giving to the earth, giving to the other humans, doing this energetic transmission for yourself and for the collective, right? Is that healer, grieving for the collective. So there's a lot more that you're doing or experiencing than meets the eye. And recognize that for yourself. Recognize that, like pat yourself on the back so that you're not like, oh, I should be doing more. It's like, because you are. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you to Robin's guides and ancestors, those angels of light. Just taking a deep breath in, everyone, just centering as we just let all the words, the ideas, the energies just sort of settle wherever they are. Letting it go on your exhale. And a big inhale into your heart. And letting it go. We just ask that your guides, those beings that are there to support you and walk this path with you, may they illuminate the path, make the way known, clear, certain within you, that you can trust that intuition, trust your inner knowing. And as you enter into the solstice period, may that period of darkness really just remind you of how much light you are. Thank you. So whenever you're back, returning to the space. Yes, grieving my old life, old spiritual teacher, moving on to the future. I like that, Robin. Ooh, exciting. You're welcome. Thank you, Meredith, for your donation. May it return to you 100-fold. Thank you. Appreciate you all being here, tuning in today, sharing the energy, sharing that love, and yeah, let's see what's going to come. In January, I'm kind of sitting with like how I want to like proceed on YouTube. I might take a little bit of a break. It's hard for me to not talk about, So I'll let you all know. Keep an eye out. But if I like kind of like disappear a little bit, most of you know how to reach me, either email or text or whatever. There is the Telegram group if you would like to join in to that lovely space. Where is that Telegram group? Here it is. I'm going to just literally put this right here. This is the Alchemy Collective Telegram group. If you'd like to be part of a bit of a conversation there, you can join in. That might be a good way for us to stay connected too. Get some inspirational content. But yeah, I'm going to see what I do in January because, like I said, we got to be these clear channels, these hollow bones, so that there's space for the creativity to flow. Sometimes that means we got to just step back and make space in our physical worlds, right? Not just the energetic body world. So I'm kind of in that pull. And there's a lot of things happening that are like happening in the background in my life. But it's like, I'm going to just see where this takes me next. But yeah, thanking you all for being here. Thursday, we'll gather for the study session in the morning. If you would like to just kind of tune in and have a bit of like structured work creative time, that will be happening this Thursday, I believe 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. And then I haven't posted it yet, but the new moon ritual, that video will come out on Friday. I don't think I'll hold it live this time. It'll just be like a video you can tune into for the new moon energies. So that lovely ritual for you all. Yeah, nice to have you here. Have a great solstice. Thanks, Meredith. Thank you, everyone. Stay on YouTube. Yeah, Rob. I'm probably going to stay on YouTube. It's just like evolving. I don't think I'm going to like completely abandon ship. I enjoy this. Yeah, this is like community. Just like allowing a pause as is needed during like this wintry time to like really be like, okay, now what wants to come through? What new ideas that I've been sitting with, slowly creating, that are a bit more creative. And yeah, I want to be able to share that with people here too. So anyway, okay. Bye everyone. Take care.